Morning everyone, it's Rachel here and we are going to work on our Christmas journals. So I did do a little bit of work in this one. I've got my transparent pocket here. I just wanted to update you. And I've got our belly band. We did that pocket. I think, did I embellish that? I think I embellished that with you guys. It's only a little pocket. So that would fit in there. So I might put that there so I know that that's going to fit in there and I can make that. I've got flip out there, little pocket there, tuck here. That's just a tab. I don't know. I can't remember what I did with you guys and not that you can put something behind and put something in. I just added this on here, which I thought was nice. Just flatten that out. From that book. I don't have hardly any of those pages left, so I'll see if I think I might have another one for the other journal. I made a flip with the fabric here and I added some paper on the back, so, and I put a tab on it, which I thought was cute, and I made a pocket out of one of my printed ephemera. All of these, as you know, are color fast, so not that you're going to wash your journal, but it won't fade, and well, it shouldn't. That's just a pull out, which we did together, I know. I've added a lace. I'm not going wild with the lace, but I did add one lace side tuck. And then I added this pocket here with the eyelet trim. I've added this here, and that's a side tuck. And then this is a pull out pocket. I wanted the doggy on the front, but the doggy is not on the front, so he's inside. We might add something there, and I thought that is probably going to fit in there, and that's the other bit of the paper, so I'm going to make that into a tag for there. That's that one. This is a piece of Florentine paper. I didn't put any Florentine paper as pages, but I've used some as pull-outs. This was quite a fragile edge, so that's all nice and strong now. I glued it on quite well, so that's nice and strong, and we've got a nice big writing area. And then this one I think we did together. That one actually pulls out that way, and I added this pocket with just a page, one of my pages, and then I came to the end here, and that's what's brought me to what do I want to do in this video. I'm not sure where I'm at with this one. I can't remember. Oh, I was just mucking around with that one now, and I did some very bodgy folding here. So yeah, I had to fold it multiple times to get it to go. So I might do a little bit of a collage or something and just get those folds under control. And that's a side tuck there. Now, where was I at here? What did I do? I was trying to see. I don't think I had any pockets in this one, did I? Except for the built-in side tucks, the built-ins. So this one's behind because I didn't have nearly enough pockets for the tall journals, so that one's behind. I need to work on that one after this video, but I can make, I did put a pocket in there. I'm going to make for this, and for the others you're going to see what we're going to make. So I'll put that aside, put that over here, and I pulled out these. I thought these would be nice in the back of the journals. So what I'm going to do, they need to be reinforced. Actually, they don't, because I'll fold that down on all of them. We'll do that now. That gets folded down, and that's its reinforcement, and then they're not too chunky. And we're going to do window pockets. So how is everyone today? I hope you're well. We had a lovely weekend. We went to Arezzo, to the antique market, which is on in the first weekend of the month. And I probably go, if I'm lucky, 3 times a year. This is my second time this year, and that'll be it. I'm not going again. I'll be going with my mum and my sister in January. And so that was good. We just stayed the night and I whizzed around like a lunatic. Got up at 7, and by 7:30 I'd had my coffee at the bar and I was off whizzing. And some of the people weren't quite open yet, but by the time you get around and come back towards where you're staying, well, after you, like normally I do more than one lap, but once I got sort of was starting to do my loop around, people were open sort of thing. So, and it was good. Yeah, I got a few things, and not my usual things, but had a bit of fun with that. And then we whizzed up to Florence, which is about an hour away in the Autostrada, and when Lulu was arriving from Milan, so we met her at the train station. We were about 15 minutes late because we didn't realize how long it would take us to get into the center from where we parked. And then we had a lovely time. We just I went to the there was like this, meant to be this sort of textile sort of markety thing in Santa Croce. It was okay. You know, probably if you were visiting Florence and you saw it, you'd probably enjoy it. There were quite a bit of stalls with ceramics and food and things that weren't relevant to textiles. Probably half the stalls. There was a lady selling dyed wools, but they were quite rough wools. They didn't have a nice feel to them. So you kind of, from what I understand, you need to use the more silk wool with the silk blend. That's how they get them really soft. And so they were a bit rough. There were some nice colours, but they were rough, so I didn't buy any. I didn't really need them, so I didn't buy any because I've got plenty. I can't find... Oh, I think I put my scissors... silly. I put my scissors in my little pouch. Do I have another pair in there? And I've taken it in the other room, but I had 3 pairs of scissors. So where are they all? I did have 3 pairs of those scissors. It's a mystery. They've just totally disappeared. This is a disaster. I can't cut. I need my little scissors. They have to be another pair here somewhere. Oh, they are. They've gone right down to I'm going to put them back in the drawer. I've got 2 pairs here. I knew I did. Okay, so actually I can do that with the big scissors first. I'll do that. And then I'm going to make your life easy, you could snip down to the corner. I'm going to cut out the windows. Like so. So I've strengthened the top. And now I'm cutting out the windows. And you can make these without putting something in the window. You will crash into it when you're trying to slide things in, but you don't have to have... No, you got to cut out the window, but without putting something in the window is what I'm trying to say. So I've got that one. We're streamlining the process, so we're doing a few. Actually, let's do the snips in all of them. I'm going to do that snip, and then I'm going to do that snip right down to there. Let's snip to all the corners. That I saw lovely Gail Agostinelli doing that, and I thought that was a great idea, so you don't get tangled when you're trying to cut it. You could actually fold those down and even reinforce that if you were leaving it without putting some sort of tracing paper in or clear sort of cellophane or something like that to create the window, like the window effect, then I would probably try and fold these back, except for the curvy bit. You could make that straight. So then it's reinforced where the window part is. So I just had my smoothie breakfast. I got like the sort of hiccupy, not hiccups, but you know when you go like that sort of thing. I don't know what you call that. Yeah, so I was telling you, so yeah, we drove over the Apennines to get there because the road that we drive on, it's kind of like a little highway, but it's a very poorly maintained highway. And ever since I've lived here in 2003, they have been doing work on it. So there's always parts of it closed, and it's just a bit of a logistical nightmare. And big trucks go on it because it actually connects our area to Rome directly without having to go up to Bologna and then down past Florence. And that it's, you know, it's about the same amount of time drive, but it's just another way of getting there. And so we went over the Apennines and we only had to do a little bit of that road, which was kind of better, and it was very pretty. So I did a little video in the car, so because I wanted to remember all the beautiful winter colours. and it was warm. I mean, we were hot. We were walking around. We didn't even need to take a coat with us. We were walking, Steph was walking around in a t-shirt. It was just hot, and we had to take our jumpers off. We were just boiling. So it's just so bizarre. We caught up with our friends in Florence, not Steffi's uni friends. We caught up with our friends Rose and Pierre from Art Viva, and had a lovely time with them. Okay, one. Well, actually two. We did the first one. I think it's much faster when you streamline and do all the same thing at the same time, you know, one after another. You're not switching out scissors all the time. It's quite relaxing doing this sort of thing. I like cutting. I think I've gone off the white there. The thing is, you'll be able to see it when you put it on another piece of paper. I could probably even use the bigger scissors for these bits, longer bits. I'm preparing a few because they're good things to have ready to go, and I forget to use them, and they are lovely and quite effective, and you can just put them on a page as a pocket. Or you could, if you're working on a big journal, you could make a big journal card and have that as a window pocket on the front of the journal card, which would be kind of fun. That wouldn't work so well in the you'd have to narrow them down for the document journals. I think this though will fit on the back page of the document journal, on the cover, on the back inside cover. And they'll definitely fit on the other journals we're working on. And I've kind of forgotten where we were up to with them as well. Okay, that's that one, and then this one here. Now, you can use vellum. I'm using just a tracing paper for my window bit, and it's kind of milk, it's transparent, but it's a little bit sort of milky. It's not clear like if you were to use cellophane bag, but I find it a bit of a logistical nightmare gluing down the cellophane, so I prefer to use tracing paper. And I won't glue it because it crinkles a lot. I'm going to use tape. Okay, so now we need to trim down these edges. I think I'll use my cutter, so that way hopefully I'll do a better job. I trimmed off a bit of extra there because I cut it very far close to it and it was very crooked. Okay, that's one. Reasonably quick. Definitely something to make a few of and have ready to go, because they can be used in so many different ways. I'm going to keep my cutter near because then I'm going to need that to cut I could cut it by hand, but I think I'll just cut them down with my cutter, the pieces of tracing paper. I always want to call tissue paper, but that didn't happen today, so that's good. I actually feel very tired. So we had terrible traffic driving home. When I organised to go and said, Steffi, can we go? And I said we could go to the antique market and everything, and he was like, yeah, sure, let's do that. And so, but we hadn't thought that it was the Halloween weekend, and the Italians, not only were the foreigners on the move, but they would have been on the move regardless. The Italians were on the move. So it took us an hour to go a few kilometres. It was just horrendous. So we didn't get home until quite late, and now here, let's just talk about this for a second. Let's have this go right to there, because I want to put my tape. So I need to make sure I've got enough so I can stick my tape on. I had nearly forgotten during my chitter chatter. I had nearly forgotten. So I'll cut one, and then I can cut all the others the same, I think. Yes, so there was terrible traffic. We literally moved a few kilometers in an hour, and so it took us an hour longer to get home. It was terrible. Because we had lunch at our friend's place, and Steph had a little bit more wine, than he should when he's driving. So I drove, but it was raining and it was dark, and it was just not fun. And so I feel tired today. And we walked a lot. We did do a lot of walking, and which is good for me, but I'm tired. So yeah, thank you everybody for your orders over the weekend. They'll be going out tomorrow. I'll do my best to get them out tomorrow. How many have I got there? 4. How tall are they? I could just do that. A little bit over 4, and they're a little bit over 3, so I can take a bit off that way. A little bit over 4. I can probably have another 2 there. Yes, I can. And take off a little bit over 3. There we go. So I've got enough. From one sheet, I've done 6. Now let's get the very narrow. Well, I can't see the very narrow, so I'll get... Oh, I do have the very narrow. Will I use that one or that one? Let's have a look. You can just buy packs of double-sided tape on Amazon quite inexpensively. You could probably get them from your crafty stores as well, quite inexpensively. I just wanted to see. Now that's risky. You don't want to have any sticky bits poking out the side, so I'm going to use the really narrow one. I just got a mix pack, so I got all different sizes of tapes. They're actually all over the place, and I'm not quite sure where they all are. So now, rather than that in your mind you might think, oh, I'm going to put them around there. No, because when you put this on, only that bit's going to stick, and then all of this is going to be lifting, and then you're going to be not going to be able to slide your things in easy into the pocket. So what we want to do is this, as close to the edge as you dare without going over the edge, because otherwise you'll stick your pocket closed. We want to put the tape. I can cut it a little bit longer, and then I just roll it back when I take the thing off. So we'll go here. It's kind of fiddly, especially with this thin tape. I'll cut it a bit longer. I can roll it back, or I can trim it afterwards. So putting my tape on there and there. So I'm going to go ahead and pause the video, put my tape on, and then come back, so you don't have to just carefully pull it off if you've gone crooked. You don't want it overhanging off your tracing paper, because it will stick down. And you want to also, you can do this too while you're waiting for me to come back. Funny. It'll only be a second for you, but just make sure it's really glued down really well. Maybe I'll just come and trim those off. See how we go. Should be good. And that one. Okay. It's just a little bit easier than trying to be precise right to the edge. So I'm going to pause you, put the tape on those ones, and then I'll come back. Okay. Probably 15-20 minutes later, I'm back. I have stuck some on, and I'm going to stick the last 2 on with you guys just to show you. And not that you can't do this yourself. And then we've got our little window pockets ready to go. And we will see what to do with them. I try to be a little bit abundant with my tracing paper. And then this one. Sometimes it's hard to peel off this thing, and you might just have to run your nail over it, flatten it out a bit more, and then try again. and then it will come up. Okay. Good. I've got no sticky bits around it, and that's really good. Now what I want to do is punch my thumbnails kind of in the center. I say kind of in the center because I don't measure, and it's not going to be ever perfect. And then I need to just tell you one other thing, and then we can see where to put them. And you glue them in as you would regularly. Just collecting all my rubbish over there. Pretty simple process, but really I think I'm going to keep some of these always. I think I have some non-Christmassy ones. I must have a look at that. And just have them prepared, ready to go. I think it's a nice easy pocket. Okay, so shove that over there. Grab the journals. Okay, now let's have a look. So put that down. I think I can close my glue for a minute. I want to put one here, and I think that one will be nice. Now this is going to go a little bit onto the fabric, so what I want to do is go straight to my Flash Bond, which is like my, I don't have it, but like your Fabri-Tac if you have that, or 1 in 3 in 1 or something like that. There's in the UK, I can't think, I don't know what they have in Australia. You can just use a PVA. It will glue as well, but it just takes a bit longer to dry. So if you want it to grab a hold quickly, then you do this now. I had to point out one other thing to you as well. Let's just put that back there so it's running down. So you want to flatten it out as per usual. Make sure it's not gaping. Grab this and just dry off any excess, because that will really stick my pages together. This just dries faster than PVA. So you will find in them, because we didn't put our tape right to the edge there, they do lift that. You don't need to worry about that. You're not sticking your things in the front, in that. You're sticking them behind. So you could just give a little push like that so it's not so tight. Can you see it's just slightly lifting off the background? But that's going to be my pocket. Here I'm going to have This Book Belongs To, and that's the back pocket there addressed. And then we'll do this one. We'll choose one for here. Let's see what colours we've got. We've got a lot of colours going on here. So I'm feeling like something like, oh, that's really pretty. I don't think I'll even audition. That's just going to go right there. And then we'll go to the other journals. I can't remember if I've put, I think I have put pockets in those. I think we had plenty. Why is nothing now coming out? It was coming out before. Are you kidding me? Okay, let's see. There's something there blocking it. I have to use my brute strength to get that glue out. I was going to say I could just do it down the one side, but I've put it on the other side. So I have to use 2 hands to get the glue out, and I've got too much glue coming out because I'm squeezing so hard. Let's just spread it out a little bit. Okay, you naughty glue, not happy with you. Okay, so that's going to go on there like the other one. Let's use this to flatten it. Don't really want to get that glue. I try to avoid getting that glue on my fingers as much as possible because it's not, I don't think it's a non-toxic glue like PVA is. But you can still see, look, you can see through the tracing paper, so it doesn't have to be the cellophane. It can be, you can use the tracing paper. So we'll go here. We may not need, let's see what's happening in here. We've got that pocket there. I think we've got lots of pockets in these. Let's have a look. Who remembers? Let's pull out. Yeah. I need to do my thumbnail there. I think that was a piece of Florentine paper. Top tuck. Oh, that's still not. Look at that. That bit's stuck and now that bit's not. Okay, let's get the glue under here. You tricked me. Washi tape. I know that you should put glue under your washi tapes, but some of Amity's are really strong. This is not an Amity one, but some of them are really strong and you don't need to. This one felt strong, but it was an illusion. Look at the ooze. I've got to clean off that ooze because that's going to be a huge problem. Grab this and really give it a good wipe. I might leave it out. Yeah, that's really sticky. I'm going to leave that out to dry. Oh, well, it's going to stick onto there. I'll put scissors there. Okay, that'll save it. Right, next is pockets, 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 pockets. It's just a pull out. It's the way we increase the number of pages we have. That's a top tuck. Needs a bit more work in our journals. Oh, I think I put a pocket at the back of these. I did. I put a fabric one. I didn't remember that. So that's going to have this book belongs to. So, oh, and that's not decorated. So let's find an area. Oh, well, here we go. What about, sort of already drying, so that's good. What about if I were to put one of these on here? I could do that. I like those colours more, they stand out more. I'm going to put that there. I'm going to have a window pocket on there. Oh, that's already a pocket. Should I put the window pocket somewhere else? Should I put it there? Or there? No. I've got pockets there. I could have it here. Decisions. I had my glue ready. I'm going to close the lid. I'm sitting in a tense way. I'm getting a sore neck. And just see, I've got a pocket there. I could put it there. Let's open that out again. I've got one there. Just seeing if there's anywhere that I feel like might need. So that's got the tuck there, but maybe that would be, well, that's quite nice too. Do I want more red? Don't want crease. I think I might put it there. Let's put it there. And you just have to use regular. I'm just using regular Tombow glue for this because it's not going onto fabric, so I don't need to use the other one. Okay, where is my bone folder? I push in an outward direction towards the edge because you don't want to be smushing the glue towards the inside because then you'll be making your pocket smaller. And just give it a wipe. We don't want oozy. Okay, so that one's on there. I'm going to just put this one aside like that so that can dry. And then here, what have we got going on in this one? Done that. Okay, got plenty going on here. You don't want a pocket on every page. That's just going to drive you bonkers. But we could have one. I wouldn't want one with script. See, that's really pretty. So let's put that there for a minute. I could have it there, but I want to see what else I have going on elsewhere. I have that. That's all good. I think we want to see our window pocket too. I could have put it there. No, and I've done a fabric pocket at the back there. So that's it. That's where that one's going to go. Well, that was quicker, wasn't it? So we have now added window pockets. And these are not glued. I was going to glue them onto book page, but you don't really need to. And they're now just the thickness, except for the top where I folded it over. They're really just the thickness of the copy paper, which is great because it's less bulk. Besides the fact that really stiff things, and you know, I do glue some stiff things into my journals, but they are, you know, they add bulk and they resist the glue. Okay, cool. So there we go. That's what we've done. That's what we've done for this video. We have done window pockets, and very simple. Now, if you didn't want to have the digital, you can cut your window. If you've got a Sizzix machine, you can cut your windows out and create them that way. You could cut them out of cardstock. They'll be thicker, but you can cut them out of cardstock and create windows in the same manner. These are just digitals ready to go, where you have the windows already prepared. So that's my video for today. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a wonderful Monday, and I will see you again soon. Bye.